Hey instructors, just wanted to go over a couple things with you. Through a video, I didn't think that we would be able to probably all find a time where we would all get to sit down together before Monday's start of lessons. So just thought I'd share a little bit of information and expectations with you through a video. Then if you have any questions, you can either call me or text me or see me at the pool and ask me. But just a couple things. One, you may or may not be aware of this, but starting this year, lessons are changing to a 30-minute format rather than a 45-minute format. So lessons will start at 8:45, half an hour long, and then you'll have 15 minutes before the next lesson starts. So because of that, that's going to involve some important changes. First, I want all instructors to be out on the deck 2 minutes before lessons start. So that way you've got your rosters ready to go when the kids once the lesson starts. Then at starting 8:45 for the first one, you can do attendance right away, which I think you should do. And don't wait for the late arrival kids. Just go ahead and take attendance. Then at the end of the lesson, you can take attendance again and pick up those late arrivals. Really want kids to be in the water no more than 3 to 4 minutes after the start of the lesson. I think parents are going to be, some of them are probably going to be not too happy that the lessons have been cut by 15 minutes. So the quicker we can get kids in the water, the less complaints we'll have from parents. So 3 to 4 minutes at the max after the start of lessons. That's the latest that kids should be in the water. And also, I know traditionally in the past, the pools that I've worked in, it's not uncommon for instructors to play a game with kids, their class, the last 5 minutes, maybe Marco Polo or something. But I think we need to maximize the instruction time and not play any games like that until the last day of lessons. So the last day of the 2 week session, when we traditionally make it a game day anyway. And we're handing out certificates to kids. So let's save the games for that very last day and use that 30-minute time just for instruction. One thing that you may or may not be used to doing before, but I'd like each and every instructor to write a lesson plan for each day of instruction. So I'm not talking about anything really complicated here, just a simple lesson plan. You should be able to write out a week's worth of lesson plans in no more than 10 minutes. So you might say for a particular day, the kids are going to do warm up bobs, and then you're going to work on a couple of different skills, the backstroke, surface dives, and maybe one other skill. So there's a couple of reasons why I think it's important to write lesson plans, and I want you to have these written out for at least a week at a time. Some instructors just prefer to write out 2 weeks worth of lesson plans. But one important reason is it just helps you be more organized and gives you more of a flow of how the skills should be taught. Also, and this has happened on more than a couple different occasions, if you should wake up on a particular morning and you're ill and you call in sick, and I have to get a substitute really quick, then the substitute can look at your lesson plans and see exactly what skills the kids have been working on and what you had planned on them for working on that day. So want you to have that. It should be probably on a clipboard with some kind of a waterproof protector over it. And I will be checking those. So please make sure that you not only have those lesson plans, but you're also following them. Also, when you're teaching your lessons, the expectation is that all instructors are going to be in the water with the students. You really can't effectively teach your students from the deck. Now, I understand that the level 5, that's a little bit different because you're up on the deck and you're watching to make sure that the kids are properly doing the strokes. So that's a little bit different, although I do think level 5 instructors are still, it's appropriate for them to be in the water with their students at times as well. But especially for demonstration purposes, you don't want to have students demonstrate skills. You want to be in the water demonstrating the skills for your students. So that's an expectation that we'll have for all instructors. Another one is that I would like all of the instructors to give a progress report or some kind of an interim report on the Friday of that first week. Now, we've got a disc in the office. In fact, I'll probably put it on the computer in the office. You can print out the skill checklists for each level. And in the past, we've just used those as our progress reports. So you're simply checking off whether the student has mastered that skill, whether it's a skill that they need to work on, or whether it's a skill you haven't covered yet at that point in the lessons. So I want you to give those out to parents then, and remain on the deck when you give them out, because there's going to be some parents who have questions about it, and that way you can answer their questions for them. So progress reports by the first Friday of that lesson, the first Friday of the week. And then last, just remember it's your responsibility. You are responsible for all your students. So you want to make sure that your eyes are on all of your students all the time. If you have a student that maybe is reluctant to get in the water and wants to sit up on the deck, I would prefer that you not let them do that. Encourage them to get in the water, do bobs to warm up. If they don't want to participate and they're absolutely refusing to get in the water, then we're probably going to have to send them back to sit with their parents for the remainder of that lesson. So if that becomes an issue, I'm certainly glad to talk to the parents. But it becomes a safety issue if they're sitting on the deck. A lot of times I've seen instructors are working with the rest of their class, and they have their back to that student, and then it's a safety issue if they should slip into the water or something. So please follow that rule. If you have students who are unwilling to get in, encourage them to get in the water, but if they're persistent about not participating, just have them go sit with the parents. So hopefully all of this makes sense. If you have any questions, like I said, you can give me a call, text me, or if you catch me at the pool, you certainly can ask me then. I'll be sharing this a document with you that has all this information on it through the Remind 101 program. Thanks, and I'm looking forward to having a good season with you and a good season of instruction.